everyone, this is Kat. I have some questions for everyone. If all of the mass shunning is genuinely in God's will, like everyone says, why did Jane lie about Chanel and Brant? Why did everybody defend those lies? If it's all in God's will, why is there such a massive misunderstanding in regards to a letter that Chanel received from Jesus that nobody ever even listens to her on? They just assume they know more than her, even though she has more information. If all of this is in God's will, why did it all start with a betrayal? Something that we are not supposed to do. There's just so much surrounding this entire mass shunning that just screams, the enemy is behind it, the enemy is behind it. And we have Christians who insist that no, God wants all of this. If God is genuinely behind this mass shunning, then why is it that only Chanel is ever held accountable for gematria, and if anybody else uses it, nobody cares? There are other Christians in this community that all use gematria, yet nobody cares. Harbinger used it in a very hypocritical manner, and again, nobody cares. It feels like gematria is only evil if Chanel uses it, but if anybody else uses it, it's A-okay in the eyes of this community. That's called a double standard. God's not behind double standards, typically. So, I mean, if you want to insist that God is behind the mass shunning, you can, but there's enough evidence to the contrary. When you actively rip the mass shunning apart piece by piece, you can see who is behind it. It's not hard to figure this out. Well, it's probably is hard if you don't want to acknowledge that Satan is behind the mass shunning instead of Jesus. I know that there are going to be folks who don't want to acknowledge this and will therefore defend the mass shunning to the death. But the way I see it, Jesus is not behind this mass shunning at all. You just have to look at all the things surrounding it in a very critical manner. And when you do that, you can see the enemy is the one who wants you to shun Chanel and Brant, not God. I am not going to ask you to believe that they are the two witnesses. All I will ask you to do is pray on that matter. I will ask you to acknowledge that whether they are the two witnesses or not, it doesn't suddenly make a mass shunning of God when everything surrounding it screams of Satan. I will see everybody in the next video. Thank you for watching.